This is my review of my old car. It's a 96 Ford Crown Vic. And it has the 4.6 V8 in it. And I've had it for probably over 12 years. When I bought it, it had been sitting quite a bit. The original owner was an older guy, and I guess his eyesight was failing and he didn't put many miles on it. The guy who bought it after that bought it for his wife, but she just didn't drive it. It's an LX, so it's kind of like a cushier model, I guess. But well, I bought it because I wanted something that was front engine, transmission configuration, rear wheel drive. I wanted something just reliable. And these Crown Vics have a very good reputation for being reliable. But I know that whenever you get into a vehicle that's sat a long time, you can be opening a can of worms, because sitting is about the worst thing you can do to a gas engine. Diesels, no problem, but gas engines don't like it. When I got it, it had 88,000 kilometers on it, which is, I don't know, maybe 50,000 miles, a little better than that. But it's got this cool digital printout dash, and you can switch it from imperial measurements to metric, which is pretty cool. So I did have some problems with my car. I'm gonna shut the radio off there. I had to have the transmission rebuilt. At about, must be right around 95,000 kilometers. I think the transmission failed. It was partially because it had been sitting for years, really. When I bought it, the previous owner had put a new battery in it, but it just sat. Again, batteries hate sitting. They like to be used. It keeps them topped up and fresh. And so I had to replace that battery, because it was, once they get run down a few times, they're just not as good. And in a cold northern climate like this, you need a good strong battery with lots of cranking amps. The transmission rebuild was close to $3,000 Canadian. That's like 2,000 bucks American, I guess. Anyways, it's still a chunk of change. But I knew the guys who did it, and they do good work. They've since retired, as far as I know. But anyway, haven't had any troubles with the rebuild, which is great. Unsurprisingly, like I say, I just have confidence in those guys' work. What happened? One time, I was on a road trip. I was pulling a trailer. I was trailering a motorcycle from Alberta. And all of a sudden, the car just quit. The fuel pump went out. So, I suspect that was the factory original fuel pump. And I had to leave the car out by Jasper in the park there. And there was a tow truck company, and they went and picked up my car, and they had a mechanic on duty, and they replaced the fuel pump for me, and apparently my tie rod also had it it was a miracle I didn't crash, because my tie rod was dangerous, and I didn't even know it, but there's like an adjustment, but the thread was all gone and the damn tie rod was just flopping around in there, and so you know, that possibly saved my life when that fuel pump went, and then that was discovered. You know, the guy, he said he went to hook the car up to the truck, and when he pulled ahead, the wheel just went sideways. Like, what the hell? And so they fixed that too. The bill was about $1,000, but anyway, I had a friend drive me out there and pick the car up. So far, those are the only troubles I've had with the car, really. Same windshield as when I got it. I've taken it in for a few chip repairs. The interior is a nice cloth interior. Like, they're not heated seats, which is fine. I'm kind of old school. You know, like cloth seats in a cold climate works fine for me. I find when I get in a car, like, I'm just not used to that feature, and all of a sudden my butt starts warming up and I feel like I peed in the car seat. It's like, oh my god, do I have incontinence? Like, what's going on here? Because, you know, just not used to the seat just getting warm. You know, it's a very strange feeling when you're not used to it. And anyways, this car doesn't have heated seats. I don't care. The seats recline really nice. I've actually spent a few nights in this car on the road. They recline really well, and you can actually get a half decent sleep, you know, if you have to. And fairly comfortable, actually. It's kind of feature rich. It's got this really cool seat adjustment here on the door, and it's got like a couple of settings for his and hers, I guess, you know. The passenger side is also fully adjustable. And, what would I have to say my favorite thing? It's got pretty good power. The 4.6, you know, it's probably around 200 horsepower. I haven't tried to, you know, soup it up or make it high performance or anything. It actually has factory dual exhaust on it, so it actually has all the power I need, and it's, you know, it's not like an econo car, but I did do a tune-up on it. I, you know, new plugs and wires and filters, and anyway, immediately after doing that on a road trip, I got 27 miles per gallon, which is, I don't know, around 39 kilometers per gallon, which is pretty good for a big, you know, 3,800 pound four-door car. I like it. It's got you know, enough metal around you that, you know, it feels very comfortable on the road. It's probably got the nicest, cushiest ride of any car I've ever had. I have arthritis, so I find that having a car with a plush ride, and also what I really like is the car is very well insulated, so, you know, you don't get a lot of road noise. And even though it's 1996, okay, 96 is built in 95, and so that makes this car old. Yeah, 28 years old, because it's 2023 now. So I got a few stops I got to make today, but it's fairly clear today. We've had lots of smoke from wildfires. Been pretty awful, actually, but we've had, it rained most of the night, and last night rained pretty hard, so this is predicted for next day or two, so hopefully this will put out all those forest fires. Apparently there was over 400 forest fires going in BC, and so hopefully there's a lot less now, and another day or so of this hopefully will help extinguish them all. One thing I do notice about this car, it's doing it right now, Sometimes when you're just kind of idling along, it'll get this weird kind of shake. It's a very strange sensation, but what it actually is a mass air sensor. They tend to get dirty, and when that happens, it doesn't run quite right. And so it kind of causes this sensation, almost like there's a ball bouncing back and forth. Like, it's kind of peculiar. But anyways, what I've done is put a couple of cans of seafoam in the gas, and that seems to help quite a bit. But I've got 126,000 kilometers on it now, so 26 plus 12, so I've only put 38,000 kilometers on this thing in the last 12 or 13 years. To be honest with you, my wife really doesn't like this car. She wanted like a suburban 9-seat vehicle so she could take all the grandkids and everybody. But the grandkids are getting older, and you know, they don't spend as much time with grandma and grandpa as they used to, so you know, I don't think we need a big fuel burner like that. But anyways, we'll see. Who knows? My wife might buy one of those yet. But I'm pretty happy with this car. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we made it to 200,000 kilometers without any issues. I'm due to change the air filter, but I kind of wanted to wait till the smoke cleared up a bit, because the air filter actually plugs up pretty quickly when there's, you know, thick wildfire smoke. So I'm hoping that well, I could probably change it any time now. It's hopefully the worst of the wildfires is over. Quite busy today. It's only Tuesday. I don't know why it's so busy, but that's how it is. Anyway, it's pretty quiet just cruising around. It's fairly quiet on the highway too. And I've got Michelin tires on it. The funny thing is I'm still running the original Michelin X Ice tires that were on it when I got this thing. I'm going to replace them here this fall, but my initial purchase price was $2,000. The seller was trying to get more than that, but you know, I just knew that I was going to have to be out of pocket for some kind of repair from the car sitting. And I was right, so I told him, well, you know, $2,000, that's what I got, and, you know, I like the car, but, you know, I'm not going to pretend I have more money in that for this car, because I don't. And he said, yeah, okay. He reluctantly went along with that, because he you know, he had an over $800 repair bill himself. What did he have replaced? Oh, they have a plastic intake, and I guess his cracked. The one on here cracked, and so he had that replaced. And I suspect it was replaced with another plastic intake. So that's something that could go wrong. And if it does, I'm going to try and get an aluminum one. There's a few places out of the States where you can get them, and they're usually more stable, more reliable than the plastic ones. I don't know what Ford was thinking, putting a plastic intake. But anyway, so that's my review of the Crown Vic. It has AM, FM, cassette, and the cassette was working. It actually still works, but I've got a cassette that's stuck in there, and I got to get it out. It's actually very finicky. If you just slowly put the cassette in, it'll kind of grab it and take it in, but if you push it in, then it's stuck in there. So anyway, mine's stuck in there, but that's all right. Anyways, I don't know. I'm hoping to get another, 10 years anyways out of this thing. That'd be pretty good. Hopefully this car will last as long as I do. That's all for today.